Hey there, Clashers, it is Galadon. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Clash of Clans Attacks, where today we are going to get into what I like to call the best Town Hall 10 base layout ever. And now I don't specifically mean my base, and although a base all surrounded by Inferno Towers would be fantastic, that's not really possible either. But what I will be talking about is some base fundamentals in design that tend to help win trophies, and we're going to start out by looking at my current setup and my defense log, which happens to be doing really well. Actually, the best I've done since I've made champion, probably. Although it's filled with mostly losses, the wins are significant, and the other important thing to notice is the fact that all of those defensive losses are for 1 star, except for one person who got me for 2 stars. Every other loss has only been for 1 star. So looking all the way back to the first time I defended with this layout, actually won 2 defenses back to back. The first day I used this layout there for over 50 trophies, but the total is 21 attempts at defense, 14 1-star losses, 1 2-star loss, and 6 wins, but those 6 wins netted me 74 trophies overall. So what is it that has caused this base to be so successful? Well, I think it's a little bit of luck, also combined with some attackers trying some new strategies with the update as well. But as we look at the skeleton of the village here, there's a couple of things that strike me. One is it's not a symmetrical layout. It's definitely unusual in design as well. Not something that attackers are probably familiar with. They don't see it and immediately go, oh, this is how I attack this type of village layout. Also, another thing that I think helps is this big opening at the bottom here, this big long corridor. Again, you've heard me talk about that trail of breadcrumbs that units will follow, and here it does create one that kind of diverts those troops away from the town hall. As they follow that open path, they're more likely to get bombarded by the defenses that are closer to the inside, and I think this is a key fundamental that can apply to any base at any level. Now, when looking at my layout specifically, I've noticed over time that most of the defensive wins have come where attackers do attack at the bottom there. Not sure what is drawing them to try to come from down there specifically, because the splash defenses and the Infernos are all pretty well balanced. Not sure if they're coming after that multi-targeting Inferno rather than the single target. But in this replay here, you can see the attacker has successfully lured out my clan castle troops. Why there's a P.E.K.K.A. in there, I don't know. Perhaps maybe I logged off when I wasn't expecting to and left a P.E.K.K.A. behind. Not the most effective clan castle troop for certain, but it wouldn't have made a difference anyway, as he drops a whole bunch of wizards and witches here to take out the clan castle troops. Kind of an unusual army composition. All of the witches already down, only 2 golems and 1 P.E.K.K.A. Now here come a bunch of sets of wall breakers, and most of them are going to be ineffective at getting the walls open. Finally, that third set does break open an enclosure here, and it does lead to that path of breadcrumbs I was talking about earlier, that long corridor. The golem moving in, a bunch of wizards to clear out those surrounding structures. And now, as the first troops start to pass into that opening, he drops the rest of his wizards, his king, his queen, his P.E.K.K.A. The first rage spell goes down, enraging, infuriating, accelerating all of those troops in, destroying all the structures in the area. And now there goes the king, the golems, the queen, a wizard, the P.E.K.K.A. They all head down that little path, that corridor that I had spoken about earlier. And right here, something strange seems to happen. As that expo finally goes down, the golems seem to have stalled. They're trying to get through that wall to where that archer tower is. The archer tower goes down, yet the golems stay there. For the longest time, you'll see both golems before one finally moves on. The second one actually stays the entire length of its life, trying to pound its way into that empty opening there, not helping things out at all. In the meantime, all of the other units have gone down to the expos and the cannons in the area, and the attack comes to an abrupt end, 38% damage. So we will move on to another defense replay here, and this one a little more traditional army composition. You've got 3 golems, 2 P.E.K.K.A., 2 witches, a Goey Wipe hybrid. As the golems come in at the bottom here, you can see he's activated that clan castle, and he's brought a lightning spell, and good placement on the lightning spell towards the back of the pack to make sure to take those witches out of the equation. There go the witches. In come the wall breakers trying to get those walls open on the right hand side here. He finally does manage to breach an opening. Here comes the rest of the troops, the witches, the P.E.K.K.A., the king and the queen. They're all moving in, and this is where this base really shows that it's not very conducive to a jump spell attack coming from this angle anyway. Just too many layers of walls here. All of these units are wasting a lot of time and energy and damage trying to get through that next set of walls, and then when they do, they move off to the right Unfortunately, that jump spell just deployed a little bit late, causes just a second or two delay there, and that is going to be precious time that this attacker wishes he had back. As those units move towards the Town Hall, you see them taking out the Expo, the King taking out the other structures there, the freeze spells wearing off, both Infernos going back to work there, and now there's a damage happening to the Town Hall. The defending King never gets involved. The Queen, she's working on the Town Hall. The Town Hall starts to go down as the Queen is going down as well. It is a race to the death, and who is going to win? It's about tied right here. And as we unfreeze the frame, victory goes to the defender. The Queen just barely going down with a few hit points left on that Town Hall. And now our attacker is just going to stare blankly at the screen with just a couple of archers left. There's no chance at getting a star here. The Town Hall is safe, nowhere near 50%. The attack ends at 38% damage. So while there are certainly a lot of factors that go into determining whether or not a base wins on defense, many of them we cannot control. There are some that we can, and I plan on going into more detail on other Town Hall levels as well. You guys have been asking for base reviews and base layouts. Certainly something that can be applied to all levels here. Non-symmetrical bases that attackers are not used to seeing can only help. So please do check out the other episodes, watch for future episode base designs, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see specifically, and I will see you guys again tomorrow with more full attacks.